Hey guys, today I'll be answering the question of how do toxic people weaponize your kids. By toxic people here, I mean that let's say if you're in an abusive relationship and then you had kids with your abusive ex. Let's say you are parenting with them in some instances, and then you feel that your kids are being weaponized. By weaponized here, it means that your kids are being used as tools to attack you. So, what are some of the strategies they use? Because once you learn about these strategies, you'll be able to understand how they do it and maybe understand what it takes to really protect yourself from them. I'll also explain that at the end of this video. So one of the things they might do is something with regards to pleasure. This is a very, very indirect one. With pleasure here, it means that they may give kids something the kids want. Let's say our kids love video games or they love eating junk food. No, we do love eating junk food in some sense, of course, for once in a while. But of course, we know the long-term effect. But now to kids, they love those things. They love sweets and all those things. So because you are a very, very conscious parent, you want to take care of your kids and their health. You may not be offering them these things. You may be offering them those bitter, sour, like fresh juices or smoothies. So, but your kids, no one loves those things. So, what happens is your abusive ex may now offer your kids the things which offer temporary gratification. They may watch the TV for a very long time. They may buy them junk food, take them to these extreme sports. So they may just do all those things which your kids will enjoy in the moment. It's pleasurable to them. So that's one instance. They just give them something which is so pleasurable to the point that your kids want to be with them more in place of you. That's one. Also, another thing is, in terms of pleasure now, they may also offer kids like expensive gifts because they know, probably because normally when you are divorcing an abusive individual, they may take a huge chunk of the money. So because they have the most money, they may buy your kids expensive gifts or take them to expensive vacations which you cannot afford. So what will happen? Because you are broken, you are struggling with the divorce, you are struggling with getting a job, you are still traumatized about this thing, your kids will prefer being with them because they are being treated so well and or being offered these pleasurable things, these activities. So that's one way and it's very, very effective. Because as a kid will choose a place where they're getting these pleasures. So that's one instance. The second instance is false information. With false information, of course, they may tell your kids that you are the one who left the relationship, or you are the one who ended the marriage, you are the one who did that, you cheated on them. They may just feed all kinds of lies to your kids so that your kids will end up seeing you as the bad parent. They'll do everything. They may say that you cheated on them, you spent all the money, you did that, you beat them, you all do all the things. So just to make the kids feel that you are the one who's the problem in the relationship and they are not to blame. So that's false information. The other one is isolation. Another thing they may also do is they may directly isolate your kids from their friends, from other family members, so that they can become the sole advisor. Because something about the kids is kids learn from everyone. They can learn from their teachers, from your cousins, from your uncles, from your aunts, and all those people. So when you expose kids to these different perspectives, they may pick something they like, and they may have this open-mindedness. But what happens now is they end up telling their kids that, hey, don't talk to those people, don't talk to that, because they want to control the information they're feeding on your kids. And when someone controls the information they're feeding to their children, it means that they end up developing a belief about something. They end up picking something which is not theirs. So they may end up isolating your kids from anything, all other activities, so that they can control them and use them to suit their agenda. And that's also a very, very common one. The other one is this instance of creating dependency. Of course, as a parent, you may want your kids to think for themselves, to be their own decision makers, to learn things for themselves, let's say even to just do these things which will help them grow. But now, a toxic person, what happens is they may, instead of empowering their kids to make their own decisions or to do things by themselves, they may create this dependency where they have to ask them for something. They have to ask them for something. So instead of letting the kid grow and become independent, they want the kid to go back to them and to go back even to ask for to ask for permission, to ask for this and that, because they want to create dependency. And once they create dependency, it means that they will be following what the parent is saying, and they might use them, and this means that it gets to the point where they cannot think for themselves and they need to think through them. And when they think through them, they can just easily be used as tools for manipulating you. Yeah, the last instance is this conditional love. Of course, this is, they might tell the kids that if you do this aspect of compliance, like if you don't comply with my rules, I will not buy you that. If you don't do this, I will not pay for your school fees. So this aspect of conditional love will make the kids do the bidding of the toxic person because they are afraid they will lose some privileges. So these conditions will make the kids do, it can be like calling you names, it can be ignoring you, ignoring your phone calls, or even when they are with you, they can just become cold because they are afraid of the consequences, because they've been told, if you talk to your mom or your dad, I will do this to you. So of course kids will be so afraid of breaking those rules, because maybe they, once they break those rules, they'll be beaten up, they'll be something will be taken away from them. So what happens is they end up just following what the other partner is doing, and that's how they've been weaponized. So your kids may be weaponized by a toxic person to get to you, but the main aim of this weaponizing is mostly to get to you. It's like they're using them to manipulate you via proxy, or to hurt you via proxy, via the kids. So the thing you have to understand is it's something which may happen or will happen in abusive relationships. And sometimes you may not really have control over your kids, but there's only one person you have control over. It's yourself. Yes, it's painful. You want your kids to be very, very good human beings, but that's how it is. That's the reality. That's why you really have to rise up to the point where you are so sure within yourself, to the point where even if they use your kids against you, you just stand your ground and understand that that's who they are. It's not a portrayal of who you are. Like, them using your kids doesn't make you a bad parent. So doing the inner work is still the best solution. You do the inner work to the point where your kids see you as this loving parent. And something about lies is they will not have legs or long legs, and they will not live so much the future. It will get to a point where those kids will just realize that actually you are an amazing parent. So they may be weaponized, but don't feel like the end for you. There's still a solution by you going inwards. Until next time, have a nice day.